Hello, I'm Michael Diamond, and you're watching Muscle Central. Okay, a lot of us expected the 2020 Mr. Olympia to be a very competitive one of the most competitive ones in a long time, if not all time. And I think it panned out to be a very exciting and competitive show. I guess you could say there was some surprises. Uh, I think a lot of people probably felt that Big Ramy once again would not be able to bring the conditioning needed. Lo and behold, he brought in conditioning and he captured the Mr. Olympia title. I think my hunch is that the 2021 Mr. Olympia will eclipse the 2020 as far as competitiveness and excitement. Uh, First off, I think we're going to see uh, history be made in the fact that we're going to have a lot of Mr. Olympias on that stage. I think my personal opinion is we're going to see six Mr. Olympias on that stage. Of course, we're going to see the reigning and defending Mr. Olympia, Big Ramy. He's gonna come back. He's gonna try to prove that hitting the conditioning wasn't a fluke and that he can do it again, do it better. We're gonna see the former champion, the one who lost it to Big Ramy, Brandon Curry. Brandon Curry, I don't think this loss settled very well with him. He feels in his heart that he can beat Ramy. He feels that he knows what cost him the title and what he needs to do to improve and regain it. And I would not underestimate Brandon Curry one bit. We've seen steady progress, steady improvements from him year after year over these last few years. He still has some good years left in him, and we're going to see a better version of Brandon Curry this year. I think he's going to make improvements that he needs to make. Ultimately, what will happen, we won't know until showtime, but he's the second Mr. Olympia we're going to have on that stage. Also, my gut instinct tells me that Phil Heath was left with a sour taste in his mouth. Uh, I think he feels that he really didn't have enough preparation time and that he can improve. We saw that the gut was still an issue, or at least it became an issue as the judging went on. I think he feels that he can fix the situation. Personally, do I think so? No, but I think Phil Heath will be the number 3 Mr. Olympia on that stage. From what I've been hearing, I think it's a very good possibility that we're going to see Seanrhoden stepping on stage again this year. He says he's training as if he was going to be competing. he indicated that he's been in talks with Dan Solomon and Jake Wood, and they're going along very good. My gut instinct, my hunch is that they're going to open the door and allow Seanrhoden to compete again this year, whether his case is settled or not. After all, he's still waiting to go to trial with his legal matters. But my gut feeling is that Dan Solomon and Jake Wood are going to make sure that Seanrhoden can step on that stage again this year and compete. That would be number 4. Number 5, I know it was supposed to be his final show, his farewell, but Dexter Jackson is a very competitive person. He's always been very competitive. I do not think he wants to go out with the placing that he went out with. Whether he can place better if he steps on stage again. As great as Dexter is, a legend, the most winning bodybuilder out there, holds more Arnold titles than anybody. He's still in his 50s, and truth be told, we have some very strong competitors that had that advantage of youth over him, whether he can muster up enough to overcome the obstacles that he's facing now is yet to be seen. But my inclination is we're going to see him make a return to the Olympia stage in 2021. The next Mr. Olympia we're going to see, albeit not from the open class, Flex Lewis, the 7-time 212 champion. We all know he was supposed to compete in the 2020 Mr. Olympia, pulls out due to shoulder injury that he needed to get fixed. He did have a special invite. As of now, he's not qualified. If he has to compete to qualify, I don't see an issue with him finding the show to win, to compete in, get his win, and punch his ticket. But I also feel that there's a strong possibility, due to the fact that he was given a special invite because of his credentials, that he had to pull out due to something out of his control. I think that is a very good chance that he will be given another special invite. That would make 6 Mr. Olympias on one stage. That in itself is worth the price of admission and much more. Also, we have Ruli Winkler. I think Ruler Winkler is going to be really hungry now. Uh, it was looking in progress pics leading up to the show. He looked much better in these progress pics leading up to the show than he ever has in the past. It looked as though he was going to bring in a level of conditioning that we never seen from him before. And I think he feels in his heart that he would have been able to stand toe-to-toe with someone like Rami, and he definitely would not have been out-muscled. He would have brought the conditioning, and I think he feels that he had a very good chance of walking away the champion. Due to pulling out, well, he didn't exactly pull out. He just couldn't make it into the country. He was stuck in Turkey, and due to him being tested positive for the COVID, he never made it out of Turkey, so he couldn't get to the Olympia. That's going to make it even more exciting if we see a finely conditioned Ruly Winkler on the stage. He's probably Big Ramy is Big Ramy. Ruly Winkler is probably the freakiest thing that we have out there now. William Bonac, he's always been a dangerous competitor, and he hasn't lost his hunger. He has a lot in his favor, a lot going his way. Thick, dense muscle. He has, like Phil Heath, he has that pop, that 3D look to his muscle. He is very hungry. We're going to see an improved William Bonac. Hadi Choopan is another one. He did not look quite as good in the prejudging as he did the second night in the finals. We know that he got to the country in the last minute. He had to lose a lot of water. And Saturday night, when we saw him next to Ramy, although Ramy was significantly bigger than him, he did not overwhelm him by any means. I think we're going to see a bigger Hadi, and we know we can bring conditioning. He is going to be another very dangerous factor on that stage. Am I leaving out anybody? Yes. He finally cracked the top 6. He arguably could have been placed higher. Hakeem Williams. Hakeem Williams is another freak. Like Ruly Winkler, by no means will Hakeem Williams be overpowered by Big Ramy. He's big. And he's big all over. He has good shape, good structure. The only issue we really have with him, and it's something I really can't do much about, but if everything else is in place, it might not make much of a difference. He has high lats. But like I said, he brings a lot of freaky muscle. His conditioning was probably the best it's ever been. He's been working with Oscar Arden recently, and his last few outings since working with Oscar Arden, he's made improvements show after show. if things pan out the way I think they're going to pan out, and you see all those Mr. Olympias on the stage and the other competitors that I just mentioned, we're going to have a crazy, wild, exciting Mr. Olympia lineup. And Big Ramy retaining the title is definitely not something set in stone. I've said it before. If he brings in conditioning like he brought in his win, he's hard to beat. If he brings in better condition, he's going to be a lot harder to beat, but he's not unbeatable. And everyone I mentioned is a potential danger to the title. Okay, you might agree or disagree with what I've said in this video. Either way, please let me know in the comments section. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share and by all means subscribe. Do not forget to hit that notification bell. This way, every time I put up a new video, you will be notified. Also, if you go to the description box, you'll find some links there. One of the links is to Species Nutrition, the best nutritional supplements you're going to find out there. Another link you're going to find there is to Mr. Potts Protein, the best protein pack snacks you're going to find out there. Click on both links, go to both websites, check out all their great products, and once again, this is Michael Diamond, and I'd like to thank you for watching Muscle Central.